Welcome in, South Georgia. Welcome in, and thank you so much for watching Town and Country. I'm your host, Alicia Lewis. Now, as we know, nature has always held the power to heal, nourish, and inspire. And Wild Herbs & Co. is a shining example of that philosophy in action. From herbal medicine, handcrafted with care, to fermentation workshops, floral design, and even fashion for cowboy hats. I mean, this business is a one-of-a-kind, and it's cultivated wellness in a creative and meaningful way. So today, we're joined by the owner to explore how they bring the wild into everyday life. So Lauren, welcome to Town and Country. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited to have you here. I mean, you have so many, just a variety of things that you offer.
We do. We have many irons in the fire.
Yes. So let's just start from the beginning. How did this all come about?
Wild Herbs & Company came about 6 years ago. I began to really educate myself on the wild and medicinal plants of the Southeast. And with that came learning how to craft certain herbal products. And now 6 years later, it's expanded and evolved into all of these different endeavors you can see here, from herbal medicine to educational workshops and sourdough and
all the things.
All the things.
Yeah. Now, how does the herbal medicine and sourdough workshops kind of combined in making Wild Herbs & Co.?
Awesome. I love it. So the herbal classes and sourdough kind of have a common thread in that these are skills that we have maybe forgotten over time. Herbal remedies are things that all belong to everyone, and we all need the confidence and the education to know how to craft these things. Sourdough is just an obvious next step into learning how to craft something wholesome for your family, and doing it in a way that brings you back into relationship with the slower way of life, knowing where your food comes from, and different skills for self-efficiency.
Yeah, so we talked a lot off camera about herbal remedies that you have. So what goes into crafting those, and how do you decide to make them seasonally?
Awesome. What goes into crafting them, first of all, the first couple of years of when I was learning these plants, you kind of just need to be near them and learn what they look like, learn when they bloom. You become more close to them and in relationship, and then one day you're ready to harvest them and potentially use them. That's the next step.
Yeah.
So we go out, we forage these plants. You have to be very aware of where you're foraging, because Roundup and different things can be sprayed if you just go onto the roadside. So get to know your land, get to know your plants. You go out, you harvest them when the time is right. That takes a lot of experience in working with them through many different seasons. So you go out and you either harvest them or you've grown them yourself. So that takes a process of from the very beginning of the seed all the way to harvesting. You can treat different plants with different methods, from making syrups to infusing vinegars, and then also making tinctures. We choose what is seasonal because these different plants have their strongest properties at certain times.
I love that.
Yes.
That is so, you give us so many good information about this, so I can tell that you're very passionate about it. So you offer the sourdough workshops. So what does that look like? What can we expect from that if we wanted to join?
So the sourdough workshops, they have been so popular, and it's very trending right now on social media.
It really is.
So we've been enjoying that, and our sourdough classes have sold out. We usually have about 25 seats, and they always sell out. We hold it at Wonderfully Made Coffee Shop.
Yes.
And we also recently had one at Albany State University for the freshmen, where we taught them sourdough. You can come in, you'll learn from the very beginning the ancient tradition of using sourdough, using wild yeast to make your bread rather than the commercial yeast from the store. It makes a much more wholesome product, more bioavailable nutrients. So we go into the whole the science, the history of sourdough. You'll learn how to maintain your starter to keep it fed.
Wow.
And keep it healthy. So when you come to sourdough class, we simplify the process to where it's not so intimidating. You get to leave with our mature sourdough starter that we use to make our sourdough bread each week. So you can just go straight home and make bread.
I love that. Awesome, awesome stuff. All right, so we can't forget about this before we go. You all have custom cowboy hats?
Yes, custom cowboy hats.
All right, so I have to know about that. I'm in my Western era.
Yes, it's a good era to be in.
Yeah.
The cowboy hats began my fiance and business partner, Jeffrey. He has a big love for custom cowboy hats.
Yes.
Went out west and went to a shop where you could customize it back when he was a teenager. It's always stayed with him. His father also worked in custom clothing and stuff, so it's an homage to him as well.
Wow.
It only made sense to we've got ball caps, cowboy hats. When you go on an adventure, when you go foraging, you got to have a good hat.
Yeah, I truly agree.
Jeff does a beautiful job adding character, adding a story to these hats. We can add feathers and flowers and many different customizations. So
I love it. Love it. Lauren, I mean, I'm impressed. I was super excited to have this interview, have this talk with you, because you offer so many great things in our community, things that we actually need, you know, for the body. So I appreciate all that you do for our community. I want to just wish nothing but love and prosperity on your business.
Same
so
to
congratulations.
you. Thank
Absolutely.
You. Thank you,
and we'll have
Alicia.
all this information posted on our website at walb.com. But don't go away just yet. Coming up, menswear